Welcome to Being at Home with George. I'm excited to be here as usual, and I'd like to start off by creating this possibility of both embracing saying yes to whatever comes up and at the same time generating the hope. And so, over the past few weeks, we've been talking about listening to the body and taking a rest, keeping it simple. And today I was just reflecting on this samurai poem that I've used over the years. And there's a line in that poem that says, I make awareness my home. And so this being at home, and we have talked in the past about home is where the heart is. And so I was reflecting, and I'd just like to talk about this a little bit. In the past few weeks, we've been talking about the external environment or the environment helping us to rest. And now today, I'd like to change focus to inner, where there's the place of rest. Joseph Campbell talked about this in his series, The Power of Myth. And he talked about there's a place of rest. And when you're in athletic competition or just being, there's a quiet place that we have access to. And so what I'd like to do is talk about this idea of connecting with that place of rest. So no matter where we go, we have access to this place of rest. And it's interesting because I travel a lot. And just like other folks, sometimes you hear people say, I can't wait to get home and sleep in my own bed. And so what does that feel like? Feeling like you can rest better when you're in a safe place, when you're at home. And hopefully for all of us, that's the case, that we actually have a safe place to sleep. And that feeling of rest is available to us now. It's always available to us because that's an inner experience. So just thinking about being able to rest, thinking about being in our own bed, even though we're on the road, it gives us a taste of that being at rest, and this idea of be still and know, but also this idea that we have access to this place of rest. And so when I reflect on, I make awareness my home, what that says to me is that no matter where I am, I have this ability to connect to this at homeness that I feel, or this feeling of rest and this ability to rest. And that's what a lot of us really need, is a place of rest. So whether we're home or on the road, whether we're sitting still or moving, we have access to that same feeling of what it feels like. Oh, if I was just home in my bed, or I could sleep in tomorrow, or whatever that is for you, where it gives you this comfortable feeling or feeling like you're at rest. And the interesting thing about being at rest is when we're at rest, we recover and we heal. And so I use meditation, and I talk about this idea of stopping. And when we stop, or when we can just tune in to ourselves, tune into the body, tune into the heart. And just by stopping and reflecting on that, there's a calming that happens. And that calming is what allows us to rest. And so if we think about something and we have that association with calming or being at ease, then that is actually a feeling inside of us that we have access to. So why not develop this? I know this is a spiritual warrior or a samurai poem. I make awareness my home. And so that's it. Make the awareness of the place of rest that is within us, accessible to us 24/7. It's a matter of choice. It's a matter of tuning in here and tuning out what's out there, and just finding that place of rest and then coming from that place of rest. And it's very interesting because when we are observing from that place of rest, we're automatically in that love mode, or we're in that mood to learn. We're in that growth mindset. And I believe it was Winston Churchill, I believe, said something about, we had this idea that circumstances create the mood. And he said it's the other way around. The mood creates the circumstances. So with that in mind, just realizing we have a place of rest that's accessible to us 24/7, if we can begin from there, go inside, when we can make awareness our home, and the home is where the heart is inside, is that place of rest. And connecting with that, and then coming out of that place of rest. Of course, I refer to it sometimes as the eye of the hurricane. You can call it what you will. Joseph Campbell talks about this place of rest that's accessible. And when we operate out of there, we're not compelled by greed or fear. We're just holding our center, and we're able to see things from this place of balance. So there can be this place of rest and alertness, and this ability to see what's happening without reacting to it, without pushing it away or pulling it towards us, but just letting it speak to us in its own language. And so this place of rest is something that I believe that we need to cultivate more and more, especially in this time of chaos. The summer's ending and going into the fall. This place of rest is available. And so let's make awareness our home, and let's make that place of rest accessible to us from moment to moment.